Because of Mary's involvement in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage season 2, it is more difficult to imagine Mima's role in the narrative because she is less crucial to the primary characters of the spin-off because she chose not to invest in Georgie's store. However, Annie Potts' character might benefit from this. Mima sparked a significant argument between the young couple that nearly had a major impact on their future when she recruited Mandy to join her illicit sportsbook gambling enterprise. However, this can only mean that Mary will probably split Georgie and Mandy apart in season 2 of Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, since Mima won't be there to throw a wedge between them. Since they already share a home from her youth with Mandy's parents, Georgie's mother is likely to make things more difficult for the couple, even if this is completely unintended on her part. Mary shouldn't lose her mind over Georgie's management of the tire store, even if it would seem like a clear cause of tension for the character. Given everything Georgie does for his family and the anguish he has already gone through, this would undoubtedly explain his resentment of Sheldon for not being there to witness the family's suffering following the death of George Sr., but it would also be difficult to watch. As was frequently the case in season 1, Mary's resentment should instead be reflected in her interactions with the McAllister family. Mary found it difficult to get along with Georgie's mother-in-law, Audrey, while the breakthrough star of George and Mandy's first marriage welcomed Georgie as a new member of his family. In the course of season 1's plot, the two mothers nearly traded blows multiple times, exacerbated by a stressful Thanksgiving and Mary's realization that she was left out of Audrey's family photo albums. Season 2 of George and Mandy's first marriage ought to focus on this since it would clarify why Georgie and Mandy's relationship was strained more without explicitly portraying Mary as a bad guy. Without making Mary the adversary of the trip, Mandy and Georgie's marriage would be weakened by the indirect pressure that Mary's enmity with Audrey would impose on them. This would enable young Sheldon's heroine in George and Mandy's first marriage season 2 to have a nuanced storyline of her own that recognizes her evolving personality, without sloppily placing the blame for the split from the title solely on her. Mary is much meaner, blunter, and more resentful in the original series than she was in young Sheldon, just as young Sheldon's portrayal of Mima differed greatly from the calm, austere matriarch shown in The Big Bang Theory. The abrupt passing of her cherished husband, George Sr., in young Sheldon's penultimate episode is at least partially to blame for this. The story of season may second be affected because Georgie and Mandy's first marriage made Mary meaner and angrier than she was in season 1 because the character-shifting event had already taken place. Mary's tantrums in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage episodes 5 and 10, Thanksgiving and A House Divided, respectively, were reminiscent of her behavior from The Big Bang Theory, but did not suit her young Sheldon image. Although Mary's character change makes sense given that she became more resentful and angry following George's passing and prior to the start of the original series, her ire and criticism can be shockingly harsh for a humorous sitcom. Season 2 must therefore figure out how to include Mary in Georgie's affairs more without making her an unpleasant character who exacerbates the protagonist's pre-existing worry. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more videos.